What is up, guys? Welcome to this video. So I got some new headlights for my Ford F-150. We're gonna go and get them installed. So this is one of the headlights right here. Obviously, as you can see, it's more of like a premium LED look. So I'm excited to get them in. Let's get it started. Let's get our hood open. So to remove the headlight on the F-150, there's this plastic trim piece that we have to take off, and then there's some screws up there and some screws down there. Don't worry about the headlight, I already just installed it just to test it out, but I'll remove it and install it again for you guys here. Alright, let's go ahead and take this piece off. To remove that, there's a little plastic holder here and two screws down here in the wheel well. And the two screws in the wheel well are just right here. 1, 2, grab your ratchet and go ahead and remove it. So once you got the plastic holder up there removed and the two screws, you want to kind of pry out this end part to kind of get this part off. So we could get some leverage, and then slowly just keep prying. You could pry at the top too. So there's a little clip right here that's holding over there. So there's 3 little clips down here. That's the last holding point. There's one here. There's one kind of like in this area, and then there's one in the front area too that you're gonna have to try to get your screwdriver in there and basically push this little tab up so it releases the holder and then it slides out. So the way that I did it is I kind of pushed something in there like a plastic trim removal tool, and then I get a bit of a gap, and then I can see where the clip is, and I can just push that little tab up, and then it should just pop off. So there's one right there, there's one in the middle area, and one at the end. So when you push that up, it should just come off. So once you get holding points, get your screwdriver under and push these up, the whole piece will just come out. Now that we got that plastic piece out of the way, we go ahead and remove this piece. So there's a bunch of bolts. There's one here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total of 7 that you have to remove. These ones are all the same size, but this one is a bit smaller. So just grab the right socket. So we got all the bolts out. There is one more of those plastic holders here at the end that you want to go ahead and remove. So we got that one out, and we got all the screws out. Now let's go ahead and grab a needle nose plier, because there's two little prongs, whatever you want to call it here, that we have to pinch because there's a bit of a clipping mechanism there. Go in there and push these 2 little prongs out. This try not to pull too hard so it breaks, but if you push it together and pull, it should just come off. There you go. Now it's loose. So there's 2 more holding points down here in the bottom, one over here, one down in there. So just grab your flathead and push and then pull up at the same time. Same thing with this one. Just a little plastic holder. If you push, just come off. So it was these 2 little things that I was talking about. So you just gotta push this bottom part so it releases from this area over here, and then the whole thing just slides up and comes off. Now that we got this piece out of the way, there's a few more bolts that's holding the headlight assembly. There's one down in here. It is right over there, right there, that one. And then there's 2 more up over here, 1, 2. So the one that's down here, you're gonna need some kind of extension because it's pretty far in there. Go ahead and grab your extension and kind of go in here from the bottom and get it in right over there.
Careful not to drop the bolt. That's the one that's up there, and then there's now 2 up here.
So yeah, just kind of lift at this end. That side should come out, and then grab the whole headlight assembly and pull towards you, and it should come out of over there too. So that's what I was talking about right there. This part's being held in here over here. So you just have to pull the whole headlight assembly out. And then there's 3 plugs. One over here, just push the little tab, it should come off. One over here, push the tab, just wiggle it off, and same thing with this one. Push this side in, should just come off. And then for this, you have to use a flathead because it has some like teeth that grab into the plastic. You have to pry it open a little bit and then it'll come off. See how it has a little sharp teeth? So let's go ahead and get this piece onto the headlight. This just goes in the bottom. Just down over here, there's 2 screws, so just get it lined up. Once you get it lined up, get the screws in there and just tighten it up. I know it doesn't really like line up 100%, but some of the screws you're gonna have to like put in at an angle. So 1, 2, 3 screws, get it in there, get it tight, and then go ahead and get the headlight on the car. So we got the headlight assembly out. Now let's get our new headlight and get it plugged in and make sure all the lights turn on before we go ahead and lock it up. So obviously it's going to be exactly like the OEM one for the plugs. Let's get this little holder in here. So there's 3 connectors. This one just goes up here on the top. Make sure you align the little holder with the actual tab of the headlight. Just push it in until you hear a clip. This one goes over here. And then the brown looking one goes obviously. So now that we got it in there, just plugged in roughly, we could go ahead and test the lights. So obviously that's the DRL, that's the DRL amber, the turn signal works. Let's go and turn on the lights, make sure the low beam and the high beam is working fine too. So low beam looks good. Low beam is just these 3. And the high beam is down here. I think for the high beam we have to actually turn on the car or maybe put it on ignition. Okay, I got the ignition on. Let me test the high beam. Yeah, high beams are good. Sweet. Alright guys, so we got everything tested out. All the lights are good, everything's working. So now we just pretty much put put everything back up. So just the reverse order, get everything in there. So first step is you want to align that little piece in there, that little solar piece, and make sure it aligns in that hole. Get it pushed in there, make sure it clips in there. There you go. Get that little part back in there. And now we can start putting the 3 screws that holds the headlight assembly back in there. So let's get this part back on here. You want to basically get these 2 things back in there. You're gonna have to like get it in here and kind of push your hand in here so you can push that up so those 2 little plastic holders clip into place. So if you kind of lift your hand in here, or maybe even push this out first, yeah, so it stays up like that. And then get this guy, maybe get the first one clipped into place. See how I got my hand in here and I'm pushing up so it clips. There you go. That one's in there. Now same thing with this other one. So I got those 2 points clipped. Let's align this little part back into the groove and push that into place. So now all the screw holes are aligned. Let's grab our bolts and get those into place. Don't forget about the one little plastic holder that goes in here. There we go. One over there, one over here. And then that one smaller head goes in the end. Don't go too tight so you strip the threads. So we got all the bolts in there, got them tight. Now we could go ahead and get our plastic cover back in there. So can I get this part in here first, because if you go that way it's gonna hit over there, so get that part in. And I'll line it up. Just take your time, it should go in there. So I just aligned it up and just basically push it in there so all the clips go in there, and let's get the plastic holder in up here. And then now just the 2 screws back in here. Alright guys, that's it for the installation of this headlight. Now you could go ahead and pretty much do the whole thing on the other side.